Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Currie-Year 330. I have redesigned the calendar a little bit, and my inspiration for redesigning the calendar is a lot of times when we begin a new year, people come out really refreshed. They have all these things they want to do. They have all these bad things they don't want to do, and then a couple weeks later, it's like back to normalcy again. And it made me wish we had more times in the year to reflect on ourselves. And so I've always wanted the year to be a little bit shorter. I tried it with treating every month like a year, but that was too short. And so I knew the compromise had to be in between a month and a year. Let me talk about a few examples of why I wanted the year to be shorter. When I was in college, I had a classmate who wanted to lose weight. Now, losing weight is a terrible goal, in my opinion. It should be about improving your health. But he said he wanted to lose weight. I have never made that a goal of my life. And my friend, he wanted to lose about 20 or 30 pounds at the time, if I remember correctly. And so he made that New Year's resolution. Within a couple of days, I was talking to him, and he was already complaining about it. This was back in 2006. We were using AOL Instant Messaging, and one night my AOL Instant Messaging just went crazy, just woke me up, and I took a look at what he was saying, and he complained about how he had gone to a New Year's Day party or somebody's birthday party, and he couldn't find anything to eat. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, is that all your life is reduced to, whether or not you have something to eat? I mean, you don't think about your schoolwork. You don't think about your family life. All you think about is, what do I put in my mouth next? My heart sank when I saw that. He said that he was bored to hell at a party because there was nothing that he could eat there. And two problems with that. Number one, is your life completely reduced down to food? And second, you're never prohibited from eating those things, right? It's not like he had a life-threatening allergy or anything like that, right? It's, I don't want to eat it anymore because I want better health for myself, right? That's why I don't like to call it losing weight, right? So he had a terrible attitude toward his goal. He complained again a couple weeks later. And after I had heard him complain like that for about 2 weeks, I asked my friend, well, have you at least lost some weight? You've been complaining for 2 weeks about having nothing to eat and how hungry you are and all of that. And so I asked him, how much weight did you lose by now? I knew if he had lost any weight, he would gain it back, but I still wanted to ask him anyway and see what I could do about it. See, I had a lot of wisdom about eating healthy at the time because I don't let myself get brainwashed so much. You know, as somebody who is an introvert, I don't go out there and get myself brainwashed by the food industry. So all these things that should be common sense, I haven't lost, right? And I asked him how much weight did he lose. He said he hadn't lost any weight. And I said, well, what happened? I thought you hadn't been eating this, you hadn't been eating that, and all the rest. And my friend said, well, yeah, but he hasn't been he hasn't been pooping enough. And I almost had to bite my lips to keep from laughing. And I'm thinking to myself, gee, you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight. You're claiming that you got 20 to 40 pounds of poop stuck in you. And so I tried to imagine his body being stuffed with 20 or 30 or 40 pounds of poop, and it grossed me out. So when I answered him, I almost wanted to vomit. And that was that. Now, fast forward a few years later, or actually just last year now, I was on vacation in Globe, Arizona, and I had stayed in an Airbnb that was in an apartment building. And one day, just before midnight on New Year's night, I was just about to return to the apartment when I saw somebody outside the door of our apartment chain smoking, like 10 cigarettes in a row. It was about 10:30 at night. I knew why he was doing it. He wanted to smoke the last of his cigarettes in 2022 so that 2023 could be smoke free. I knew it. And so I'm going to bet, I'd be willing to bet all of my Bismuth, right, all 3 tons of it, that he's smoking today. Because his attitude, right, he's giving up something that's really, really near and dear to him, right? It's not, oh, I don't want my cigarettes anymore. Oh my God, let's get all these cigarettes down in 2022 so that 2023 can be smoke free. That really goes to show his attitude is still, my cigarettes are precious, right? His attitude, right? But see, we only do this once a year. That's the problem. If we did it more often, we would quickly realize the follies of how a lot of these people are doing it, right? I think part of my one of my advantages is that I didn't allow myself to get brainwashed by the industry, right? I lived a very introverted life until I was in my 20s, and so I didn't get industry brainwashed about what we need to eat and drink and do, and so that we need all the stimulation in our lives and all that. And so I propose that we make our year 138.376 days. That's the half-life of polonium 210 because it's universal, right? We're not going to stay on Earth forever. We might not even stay in the solar system forever. But wherever we go, this is an immutable property of the universe, right? So it makes a very perfect time period. And if we did that, today would be 330 half-lives of polonium-210 since polonium-210 was discovered, right? So if we do the calculation, how much of the original polonium that Marie Curie discovered is still active today? You take 1/2 to the power of 330, and that's almost 1 over a Google. I'll let you do the calculation. So it's safe to say that none of the polonium that Marie Curie isolated in 1898 is still active, right? Although she also discovered radium-226, which does decay into polonium-210 eventually. So there might still be some of that in her. Well, there's a museum in France that has a lot of her stuff. I think you have to sign a waiver to go visit it because it's so radioactive, even to this day, right? Okay, so today is New Curie-Year Day 330. Yay! Happy New Year! So some New Year's resolutions I hope to make. I think you guys probably already know what they are. I hope to make more of a career out of myself, making the art out of a raw material that is now used to make polonium-210, right? Also, I don't necessarily have workplace toxicity anymore, but I want to develop good relations with a couple of my colleagues who are just difficult to develop with. I have one colleague, I wouldn't say I have a toxic relationship with him, but I can't seem to find the right keys to open his heart. So when I talk to him, he's just completely silent a lot of times. And when I open a conversation with him, he wants to end the conversation as quick. I just can't seem to find the right keys to his heart. Let's put it that way. Not that I have any ideas of wanting to make friends with him or anything, but when I sit with him in the office, it just feels weird. So I'm going to have to work on that part of the equation. I also hope to develop a name for myself, obviously. I'm working on a publication. And I want to find a non-romantic life partner, right? So polonium was obviously discovered by life partner. I want to say they are a little bit non-romantic. I believe Marie Curie, if she were alive today, we would call her a sexual minority. I really believe that. Unfortunately, at the time, that was not nearly as acceptable as it is today, right? That's why she didn't remarry after she became widowed. She was widowed at a relatively young age, even for that time. And so I want to find that kind of life partner that I can do my work with, right? And so the reason I thought about the life partner matter was that this past 2-3 months, I had a number of serious health problems. First, I had COVID, and then I had long COVID. Then I developed a severe mouth sore. And during that whole time, I had to do all this stuff by myself. I had to prepare my own meals by myself. I had to clean my own home by myself. And I got severe anxiety problems on top of the COVID, the long COVID, and the mouth sore. Everything just seemed to spiral out of control during that time. And I really think if I had a life partner to collaborate with, that might have played out very differently. Unfortunately, everybody that I've met has wanted some sort of romance, right? That's the big problem that I run into. All right, Happy New Year. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum